Hey, what's up, everybody, man? It's another episode of the Dee Starks Show, man. We bite, man, this week, man, with a good one, man. What's going on with you, Jordan?
Yes,
Hey, man, today, man, we got the recap, man. It came out, what happened in Cincinnati with the 18-year-old shooting, man. Um, did you get any articles, anything on that?
yeah, I got quite a few things pulled up, and
Bro, I watched other angles, man, and it is Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to everybody, man. But
yeah, let's start all right, man. It's Juneteenth. Man. Happy Juneteenth to all y'all out there. One of my partners said you can't be out here not celebrating Juneteenth, but then cutting up on 4th of July.
Yeah, and people out here, man, losing their job, man, for Juneteenth, man. Hey, dog, hey, if your job is not celebrating Juneteenth, go to work, bro. Hey, go to work.
I was at work today. Ain't nothing changed but the weather.
Hey, real talk, man. But man, even with that being said, man, I did see some articles and stuff, man, on that, man, when I was watching and I actually tried to reach out to the chief of police also, haven't got any kind of response back from her. But anyway, looking at it, man, and I'm gonna tread lightly here, because it's Juneteenth, but looking at it, man, and I saw a picture when they was basically saying the officer would not be charged with it was a legal shot shooting basically. But I was looking at everything, man, and a lot of people ain't gonna like this, man, but he put himself in that situation. Everybody in that car that was riding in a stolen vehicle, hold now, not saying that he deserved to die or anything, but he put himself in the situation by having a gun and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So what we gotta realize, man, as an officer of the law, it's a job, and it's a job. It's the dangerous job, and they want to go home. You know what I'm saying? They want to go home. They want to be with their families and all, man. But looking at it, man, and it's a lot of people upset right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm even gonna reach out to the it's NAWC, what it is,
NAACP?
yeah. Hey,
Well,
I
let me
mean,
find out if you don't know who they is on Juneteenth, but they gonna come for you in a
my
few
bad,
minutes.
my bad. Hey, but I actually gonna really try to reach out to them also because it's a lot of people saying things. You know, what I'm saying, hey, look, they're looking at, hey, like, why did you shoot a 17-year-old? And I watched the video again, even when it was showing again. The gun was never pointed at the officer, but I want our culture to understand if you in a situation like that, me as a civilian, you know what I'm saying, and someone running in my yard or around my house, and I don't ring you off, and you running, and you got a gun, and you drop the gun and go back for the gun, I'm gonna protect myself and my family. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so. But what's your take on it, Joe? I'm saying I don't want to be like, man, you know what I'm saying, and Nick ain't here, you know what I'm saying. So and if Nick check in a little later, that's cool. But at the same time, man, people not looking at the big picture. You know what I'm saying? People saying, hey, look, okay, an officer killed 18-year-old or young black 18-year-old. I get it. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But what we need to do in our culture, we need to look at is how did we get there? Did they roll up on him in his car? You know what I'm saying? They didn't roll up on him in his car. It wasn't a traffic stop. They didn't come to his house. All that
So
stuff plays a part. And they're not saying that him still in the vehicle, he deserved to die. But we gotta look at, especially in our culture, we gotta look at what he did also for this for this outcome to come. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to say it's okay for officers to go around shooting people, but at the same time, come on. And
so
everybody, go ahead, Joe.
um no. This is a good conversation because um the show for today is kind of based off of Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Again, happy Juneteenth to everybody out there. Y'all know what it is and what it ain't. And for those of you who don't know, Juneteenth was like the last day that the slaves who was already free found out that they was free. I believe it was somewhere in South Texas. And on Juneteenth, they're like, man, we free. They had been free for like a little bit of time, like a couple of weeks. You feel me? They're
Yeah.
still out there working. You feel me? It's like when you boss your off day and you come back in anyway, you still working. So,
Right. Hey,
all
you gonna be out for 7, but you still work.
right, for real, just sitting there looking crazy. But we have to. Well, the reason the episode is called "It's Not Too Late," the Rodney Hinton wake up call, because this is really a wake up call. This is gonna be one of those things where people not gonna stop talking about this for some years to come. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, the
Right.
reality here is we have to take our communities back, and I mean that by um, every part of it. I mean that we have to start taking our communities back um, from our young people and by our young people. Because just like you said, we talking about a young man losing his life. You know what I'm saying? A life that he had to live. Um, Not only that, he lost his life because he had a weapon. They say allegedly he pointed the weapon at the officer. So um, there was no actual proof, I don't think, in the footage anywhere that the young man
Me
pointed the gun at.
after they
But
played it again, they were trying to explain why they
yeah,
the officer wasn't going to be charged with anything. I didn't see a gun pointed. But like I was saying before, I understand the situation of the officer. They just said gun. You know what I'm saying? At that moment,
this is. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I'm not defending, bad police work, good police work. Right now is like you said, we got here. This young man lost his life, so when it comes down to the footage, and we're gonna play it again. We played it on like a couple shows ago. We'll play it again. I got the footage from it. When it comes down to looking at it frame by frame, one of the things that I saw for sure was these officers pursuing this young man. He stops, drops a gun, goes to pick the gun up,
right.
and then after he ducks for cover from outside of some bushes, he starts running, and they know he has a weapon. So it's just one of those things that I know it's a heated moment. Police work can't be easy. I was just telling one of my partners, Julio C. I said, bruh, being a police officer, that shit is not an easy job. It,
At
it
all.
may sound easy, it may look easy, but having the privilege to pull the trigger and get away with it is not the same as knowing when you should and when you should not, point a gun and shoot at somebody. And this is the thing. This is the thing right here. Just like you said, we got young people out here with guns running from the police. That right there sounds like disaster already. You feel me? You got young folks out here running from police, and the police know they got guns. Well, if we know how this ends, time and time and time and time again. Why don't we tell our kids to be prepared? You know what I'm saying? If you got a weapon on you and you around the police, make sure you put that weapon away before they get there.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? If you drop a weapon because they in pursuit of you, and um, it's a legally registered weapon, whatever the case may be, don't go back and pick it up. Put your hands in the air. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point we have to start teaching life over ego. And that's what it is. We got to start teaching you, yo, this is your life that you're playing with. These folks out here, cops, some cops is good cops, some cops is vigilantes.
That part.
You know,
Yep.
when it boiled down to it, we know how this goes. Some police work is good police work. They catch some people. But some police work is just vigilantes, bro. It's just people running around with badges and guns, and you know what time it is. Um,
Mhm.
we then have to move better as a community, because without that, man, it's impossible to get ahead. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible because once again, as a in our culture and in our neighborhoods and everything, man, we gotta do better. We gotta teach our kids and raise our kids better. And once again, Father Day just passed. Fathers gotta be more present in the household, and then they got these kids. These kids really ain't got great role models either. You know what I'm saying? They think they watching TVs, watching these music videos, and think it's okay to have guns and all this stuff here, man. But in this situation right here, man, I just feel like we gotta take accountability. We gotta take accountability. We can't always say somebody did us wrong because
Yeah.
that ain't answer all the time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta take accountability. Yes, the life was lost. Yes, that young man lost his life, but when you connect the dots and the things that he did, you riding around in a stolen vehicle, police coming. You know what I'm saying? Because now they got to look for the stolen vehicle. You riding around with guns. You're getting out running from the police. Because think about it. If they rolled up, police came up, stopped them, they was in a stolen vehicle, what? They would have been in jail, got charged with theft, auto theft or whatever, and still been living. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the officer came up to the vehicle, bang, 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 and shot them because they was in a stolen vehicle, okay, the officer is 100% wrong. 100% wrong. But what we got to go back and look at, man, we put ourselves, a young man put himself in that situation. He put himself in that situation because if they either went to his house or pulled his car over, then we got a different outcome. But like Jordan said, we do have the footage. We're gonna replay the footage again for the audience and get a better understanding. You know what I'm saying? Here you go.
Yeah, man. And I'm just saying, like, real deal. And we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. We're gonna review the footage again. I personally didn't see him point the gun, but we'll take a look at it again.
Yeah.
We still have to teach our young people and even our older people that again, you have to have some patience before you just start pulling the trigger, number one. But number two, you also got to understand if somebody see that you have a gun in public and the police show up, you got to put that gun away. That's the first thing they tell you. If the police pull up, they see, put the gun down. Put the gun down, put your hands up. That's the first thing they tell you.
Right,
Come
right.
on. It's automatic. So if you do anything else, you run, flee, and this don't even go for like when you fleeing on foot. For everybody in cars who wanna do 100 miles per hour because the police chasing them, hey, come on now.
Yeah, action for it.
I get it. I understand that, what's at stake sometimes. You might be going to jail. You might be going to jail for good if they catch you. But if you do decide to flee 100, 120, 150 miles per hour down the highway, just understand if you crash, then you could potentially murder a bunch of people
Yep.
and yourself.
And yourself. And yourself.
And yourself. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But again, when you in the realm of committing crimes, whatever the case may be, you got to understand that come with consequences. But let's check out this footage, man.
Hey, before we roll the video, Jordan, I want to ask your opinion, man. From the
Yeah.
video that we have watched before, how do
Yeah.
you feel with this situation, man?
Hey, bro, look, I'm gonna take my glasses back off. I already told you. When it comes to young men and young women and folks getting murdered by police officers, most of the time these police officers be dead wrong. And they sit up and they play in our face. Okay? They sit up and they play in our face. We have to understand that again, sometimes we don't know how to talk to people. We don't know how to act. We want to start yelling and screaming and kicking and fussing. And we want to start pulling guns out. And we want to start running. And we want to start saying, fuck the police. And we want to start doing all this other extra country ass shit. I get it. I get it. There's a disdain for law enforcement amongst the black community. And we try to act like it's not. But there is a suspicion behind law enforcement. So for that being said, we tend to go the other way when we see them. However, if you are committing crimes, and I'm not saying it's right for a police officer to take your life if you happen to commit a crime. I'm not saying that that's right. The system should be fair. It should be just. People should have their day in court like it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be judged or execution on the scene. But if you choose to act like a supervillain, because that's what these folks think you is. If you choose to act like a criminal, they're gonna treat you like a criminal. Because people who not criminals don't run from the police. You see what I'm saying? People who not guilty of something typically don't run from the police. And we paint this picture in our community like, oh yeah, well, it's the police, you got to get up out of there, you got to run, this, that, and third. Nah, if you're not committing a crime, why would you run? If the police say, hey, sir, come over here, and I'm not committing no type of crime, why would I run? And even if I am committing some kind of crime, why would I? Yeah, how can I help you, officer? Because that aggression that you're using, or that hostility, or that quick movement that you do, police understand that could get them killed just because they be in a police office. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here. But the thing about it is, why did this young man drop a weapon, stop, and go pick it back up and come from behind cover? So again, you don't know if he military trained. You don't know what this young man is capable of. You just know he popped back from behind some garbage cans, and you say he pointed a gun at you. Whether he did, whether he didn't, the police officers, they don't have time to process that information. He had a gun. He stopped, dropped it. He picked it back up. What the fuck he finna do next? And now we in pursuit. You feel me? We in pursuit of this man for being some type of criminal, some type of suspect in something. And I got to look and see if the video that the vehicle that he was in ever came back stolen, because I do actually want to know. But come on, man. We gotta do better in our communities. We have to tell our young men that, yo, if you out, you shouldn't be committing crimes. And if you is out committing crimes, understand what that comes with. Just understand what that comes with. That's the bottom line. I'm not saying it's worth losing your life, but understand what that type of lifestyle comes with. Yeah. But yeah, let's play the clip, man. Let's roll it. See what it do.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun on your right. On your right. He's got a gun. Go. Get the fuck down. Go.
The individual is running with a firearm in his hand. The officer is running, so the body camera is kind of jolting as the officer's running. What that leaves us with is a very blurred image, unfortunately. However, based on the officer's interviews, the officer who did discharge his firearm said that when the individual came out between the dumpsters, he had the firearm in front of him. It was in like a bladed position, and it was pointed at the officer. And he felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm. So that officer who fired was actually chasing a different suspect when he encountered the individual armed with a firearm. And again, total 6 seconds. So for them to process and determine a different course of action, I think is unreasonable.
Hey, but after watching it again, Jordan, he running behind the trash can. And it's bluer, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't there, but he running behind the trash can. I don't see him pointing. I don't see him pointing anything, but
I don't see that young man pointing a gun either. But I mean, this is my thing. I see you getting a gun and picking it up, and I'm in pursuit of you. Even if the young man did have a gun, You got to understand in that situation, yo, if these folks see me with this gun in my hand, you know what I'm saying? But she right. It's not enough time to process. If these folks see me with this gun in my hand, they likely to shoot at me. You know what I'm saying? All because it's in your hand. So if it truly was in his hand and the footage is blurry, then listen, we got to do better. Even if it wasn't in his hand, he in this situation, he fleeing from police. Like I said, we have to do better. I'm very sorry that this young man lost his life. 100%. 100%. You can't imagine how it probably feels to have lost a child to some shit like this.
Hey, bro,
You know?
I can tell you how I feel to lose a child, but to lose a child to violence like this, I would never. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can understand what the parent is going through. You know what I'm saying? Losing a child, and at the end of the day, you want to say, "Hey, look, you didn't have to do that." You know what I'm saying? But I just ask, in our community that we look at the big picture sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we don't look at everything. We look at what's best for self at the moment. You know what I'm saying? People always ask, "Oh, what could we have did different?" You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things could have been did different. Number one, Joe riding around in a stolen car, you didn't have to do that. Even if you still riding around in a stolen vehicle, when you got pulled over, stop. It's over with. Police said now, it is what it is. Let's take our charges. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm sorry that young man lost his life. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, in our community, we got to look at the bigger picture sometimes. And I understand, hey, look, y'all feel like, okay, this officer was in the wrong. Me just rewatching this video again, every time I watch this video, I see something different. You know what I'm saying? But when they saying that he was pointing the gun at him coming from behind the trash can, I don't see that. But I do understand if I was an officer, if I was in that officer place or at that time, I can't say I wouldn't have did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because like you were just saying, Jordan, you know what I'm saying? 6 seconds. I went back and I witnessed you pick up a gun. I see a gun in your hand. Because me personally, it's bluey. I don't see the gun being pointed at nobody. I see the guy running. But at the same time,
Bottom line, like I said, bro, black folks, we got to do better. Whatever the situation is, y'all know this shit not justified. Y'all understand that this shit is not justified. Y'all know how this go a lot of the time. And the fact that we try to sit and play, again, like we don't know how the police operate around some of our children is crazy. Like, yo, you have to teach your kids this, and this. Please make good decisions. It's people out here that will kill you. There's people out here that will kill you. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at life a little bit differently. I know the police is out to help you, but it is some police that will kill you if they catch you committing a crime, if they catch you with a gun, if they catch you, breaking into somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's right, but you can lose your life playing with these people out here. So,
but Jordan, I want to say let's paint this picture different. You the owner of the vehicle that's got the vehicle stolen, and you run up on these people to get your vehicle back, and the same outcome happens. You shoot this kid. So what are we saying now? What would be the words then? Hey, look, okay.
My situation would be the same. My opinion stays the same because again, we at a point of conflict. So you stole my car. This is on you. You stole my car, and if I come to get it back, you want to give me some drama? You crazy.
Yeah.
Best thing for you to do as the thief is to walk away. Because if I got a weapon, this my car, I could prove you stole it. Come on. I'm not saying it's justifiable, but hey, it's understandable. It's understandable. Understand again, just because you have a gun, don't mean you need to be out here pulling triggers all the time. Real deal. You got to understand that.
So not the other thing I asked, I'm thinking too. You know what I'm saying? The police officer was in pursuit of this young man, and they got tasers. So why wasn't the taser used versus the gun? You know what I'm saying? So
probably because the other officers was already yelling that he had a gun. Probably because they caught him on camera and he had a gun. And then it goes to the whole situation where would you bring a knife to a gunfight? or would you bring a gun to a gunfight? So
I feel.
I mean, again, it goes back to how we got in this situation because the police is going to be the police. I'm not saying that it's right again, but we know as human beings, if you meet a regular human being, a police officer, also a regular human being, you don't think he going to do the same shit that another human being will do?
Yeah.
You know, that's what we go wrong. We think police officers above being regular humans. They humans just like me and you. They make mistakes. They make bad judgment calls. They make bad decisions. They get away with it. They do it more often lackadaisically because they get away with it. But this is the thing. We know how they operate. The police got a trend. Okay, you fuck around, you gonna it's fucking around. It's finding out. The more you fuck around, the more you find out. It's like a trend. So I mean, we gotta understand. We gotta tell our young people to be vigilant. Not even our young people. Our old folks out here wilding too.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be cool. You know what I'm saying? You constantly getting into it with the law, bumping into it with the law. This, that, and the third. You got a gun out, and these people see you with this gun out. You don't think? Come on.
So like the officer was doing his job. What some people would say he was doing his job. So with the outcome saying that, hey, look, it won't be no action taken towards the officer.
Oh yeah, I gotta hold on. Let's get into it, bro. I got the article pulled up here. Give me 1 second. It's really so sad to have to read, bro. It is really so sad to have to read this. So, all right, let me share it.
Because either way, it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? What the verdict came out, people still gonna be upset. But go ahead, you read your verdict. Go ahead.
So, Ohio officer won't be charged in Ryan Hinton's fatal shooting. Police fatally shot Ryan Hinton after they found him with a vehicle that was reported stolen. His father was charged the next day after a deputy was fatally struck by a car. So, says police were legally justified in quotations when they fatally shot an 18-year-old black man in Cincinnati last month. No charges will be filed in the May 1st death of Ryan Hinton. An Ohio prosecutor said Tuesday. Hamilton County prosecutor, the day after Hinton died, his father was accused of killing a sheriff's deputy with his car. Hamilton County prosecutor Connie Pillage said Tuesday that Cincinnati's police officer was justified for his use of force against Hinton, who authorities have said was armed. Officials have said police fired at Hinton after they found him and 3 other people with the vehicle that was reported stolen. Hinton and 3 others ran while the officers approached them, and 2 officers pursued Hinton and another person, authorities said. Body camera video shared by police and reviewed by NBC News, this is an NBC source, shows an officer exiting the vehicle and pointing a gun at Hinton. Police said that the responding officer, whom authorities have not named, fired his weapon at least 4 times, and Hinton was hit with 2 bullets. A gun recovered from the scene belonged to Hinton, Pillage said Tuesday. Officials have also said 2 magazines were found in his possession. It is unclear from the body camera footage whether Hinton pointed the gun at officers. In the video, a second officer can be heard saying, he's got a gun on your right, on your right. The officer said he heard another officer warning about a gun and saw Hinton pointed at him before the officer fired his weapon. He said, I thought I better get my gun out and shoot him before he shoots me. I fired before he could fire on me, she said. It was a reasonable fear of harm. This shooting was justified, Pillage said. Police officers are often forced to make split-second decisions in circumstances that are tense, uncertain, and rapidly evolving. And then the day after Hinton was killed, his father, Rodney Hinton, was arrested, charged with fatally striking a Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy with his vehicle. Police said the 2 deaths were connected. Rodney Hinton has pleaded not guilty. Just before the deputy was killed, the elder Hinton met with Cincinnati police to watch body camera video footage left of the meeting and left the meeting distraught. Authorities have said he was charged with aggravated murder in the deputy's death. He was denied bond. The recently retired deputy was working as a special duty directing traffic at the University of Cincinnati during graduation events. Michael Wright, an attorney for the Hinton family, denounced Pillager's decision not to charge the officer, led a group of citizens, voting citizens who are registered to vote, receive the information, take a look at the evidence, understand what the law is, and let them make the decision whether or not charges are appropriate with the appropriate instruction, he said at a news conference. So Pillage said Hinton's shooting was the fourth police-involved shooting in her office as reviewed. She noted that she has not taken any of them to a grand jury. I can't say that it will ever happen in my tenure, but right now we are able to make the decision because of the evidence presented to me, and I feel very confident that I did that in accordance with the law and with what the actual facts reveal, she said. So the Wright said Hinton family plans to file a lawsuit in connection with the shooting. So that's a lot. That's a lot right there. And hold on, before we unpack this, I want to show y'all the video.
Tonight across Ohio, flags at half-staff in honor of fallen Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson.
He was so well-liked and so well-known. We could fill this building with the law enforcement agencies that respect him, love him.
The recently retired 33-year veteran was working traffic patrol Friday afternoon.
I've got an officer now.
When police say he was intentionally struck by the father of a teen fatally shot the day before by an officer from a different department. Henderson later dying at the hospital.
There is a connection between these two incidents.
38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. is now behind bars and charged with aggravated murder. Court documents say the defendant drove across oncoming lanes of traffic through the intersection and directly at the deputy, who is wearing a fluorescent vest.
There are no evidence of skid marks. There are no evidence that he tried to avoid him.
In court, Hinton's public defender calling this an emotionally charged situation. The crash happening less than 3 hours after his family says Hinton met with Cincinnati police to review body camera videos showing the shooting of his 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton. The videos, now publicly released, show Hinton running and being shot by city police. Cincinnati police say the teen was armed and pointed a gun toward an officer who was responding to a call of a stolen vehicle.
He's got a gun! He's got a gun! On your right! On your right!
Hinton was shot about 6 seconds after officers get out of their vehicles.
He wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't. He was scared. He tripped and fell. He must have been so scared. I'm so sorry, Ryan.
We are very close family. This is killing us.
Tonight, the teen's family speaking out with their family attorneys who say they're investigating the shooting.
I'm angry because it shouldn't have never happened. I want to find out exactly what steps was taken and the protocol.
While also offering their condolences to the deputy they say was tragically killed.
In that statement, you made a point to notice and acknowledge the pain that the family of the fallen deputy is feeling as well. What was in your heart when you did that? Why did you find the need?
I was crying about what happened to the innocent officer, so that's all it was all about. It's all about healing each other.
And Shaquille Brewster joins us now from Cincinnati, Ohio. Shaq, the father in this case, Rodney Hinton Jr., is expected back in court tomorrow.
That's right, Ellison. We expect to see that suspect back in court tomorrow morning for a bond hearing. The state is essentially asking that he be held behind bars until his trial. We should note he has not entered into any plea just yet, and we're not expecting that to take place tomorrow. By the way, the funeral arrangements for neither his son nor the deputy that he's accused of killing have been set yet, though we're expecting that deputy's funeral to take place later this week, Ellison.
Shaq Brewster, thank you.
Yeah, so it look like the family is acknowledging, you know what I'm saying? Because I always said the biggest victim in this whole situation was the deputy sheriff that didn't have anything to do with The whole thing. You on mute, Jordan.
I said, yeah, he just happened to catch a straight. But the reason that we need to change a couple of things around, because one, like Nick said, a lot of folks agree, eye for eye type of deal. But what that means is a lot of innocent people might start dying. You know what I'm saying? Every time a young person dies here, we can't go killing police officers. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a system. It should be justice. Now, unfortunately, the system is kind of unfair. It's kind of unjust. It's kind of stacked against you. So guess what? That means you got to learn how to maneuver correctly. Again, we have to tell our young folks this not it. And not even about shooting, just about whatever, about getting educated, about knowing how to read, about understanding how to follow directions, about, not being so combative, about not being so hostile. It's getting to a point where we have to turn this thing around. We have to turn our community around, because if we don't, we're not going to have much of a future left.
That part.
If we don't turn this thing around, we're not going to have much of a future left. And it's not too late, but again, we have to move very differently. We have to move very differently, bro, because this whole thing, bro, the fact that this young man lost his son, and then the fact that he turned around and took the life of another police officer, and he probably going to end up doing some time for that, that's 3 lives affected right there.
Yep.
That's 3 lives affected right there. Now, I don't care what the body camera footage say. I see exactly what's going on here, and I still stick to what I said. You should have never been in this situation to begin with. And if you are in this situation, young folks, if you find yourself in this situation and you want to live, hey, put the gun down. If you drop it, don't go back and pick it back up. Because apparently nobody is telling y'all these things, because it can't be the fact that they're telling you because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just like we get on here and talk about, don't sag your pants. Don't be out here toting guns. Don't be out here being a menace to society. Well, not toting guns, but don't be out here being a menace to society, stealing cars, doing criminal activities, because these folks will kill you. These police officers will kill you.
Yeah, and I think you said it last. I'm not sure 100%, but I think you said it last week. If an officer pull you over and you got a gun in the car, let them find the gun. Don't tell them it's in there, because now they give them justify. Hey, look. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm telling you,
I'd rather ask why I lied than you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's better for them to find the gun away from me versus them to find the gun near me or on me. Right. Because if they find it away from me, they can't prove that I'm in possession of it. They shouldn't feel threatened. You feel me?
Right.
But if they find it on me, we asked you if you had any weapons and you lied and you got their weapon on you. You feel me? They're gonna be real mad. But if you tell them like, hey man, I ain't got no weapons, and they find it in the car, oh shit, man, I forgot about that.
Oh, I forgot I put it in there.
Hey.
But hey, the answer was 100% correct, because hey, look, because now if I tell you I got one in here, now you in patrol, hey look, boom, he got a gun on him.
Now you're on edge.
If I tell you it ain't nothing in here, hey look, I get out the vehicle, you find it, hey look, you shouldn't feel harm at all.
Yeah, you got it in your possession now.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah, 100%. Because in my opinion, that's just one of them things. As soon as you tell it, like, yeah, I do have a weapon, it immediately makes the situation more tense.
Yep.
You feel me? That's just me. It immediately makes the situation more tense, because it's like, yo, come on. If they search the car, they search the car. If they find the weapon, if it's legally registered to you, that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it's better than them finding it on you, or you trying to pull it out, or making any fast moves.
Here you go. Oh no, you know.
All right. Come on, man. You try to tell them, oh yeah, I do have a gun, and you make any sudden movements, they liable to send you to the king.
Yep.
Come on now. Let's be for real.
That part.
So a couple other things I wanted to cover real quick. since we covered the Rodney Hinton piece. The father pleaded not guilty for killing the sheriff's deputy, and I'm so sorry for that family too, because he just caught a stray. You feel
Yeah,
me?
and they had nothing
Yeah, he just caught a stray. But I don't want us to start thinking like, okay, police kill a young black man, a young black girl, we got to go out and kill a police officer, because it's you now impacting innocent people's lives, bro. You feel me? And that's not necessarily going to be the best way to get reform. It's going to be a lot of bloodshed. It's going to get violent. And heaven forbid you go to kill a cop and get your ass killed.
Right. Now we out there again. Come on.
You feel me? You feel me? Not now we wearing 2 t-shirts. Both of your name on them. So, again, imagine if this deputy had got his gun and got a couple shots off before he got hit. Be a different story.
Now father and son gone. Yeah.
Yeah, come on now. So we got to do better as a community. And I wanted to talk about a couple of these. We've been going back and forth in the chat. And I'm not going to get too much into it, but they were talking about Tyler Perry and was allegedly trying to do something crazy to another young man. But you know what, bro? I'm gonna leave it alone. We'll talk about it a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, man. But hey, one comedian said it best. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna stop watching Tyler Perry programs, movies, and that. But at the end of the day, if you at somebody's house at wee hours of the morning, you put yourself in that situation. I'm not saying it happened, not saying it didn't happen. But come on. I don't do sleepovers. I'm a grown ass man. I don't do sleepovers.
Yeah, but just think about the whole Diddy thing, man. You know how many people knew what Diddy was doing? Come on, man. Just like and a bit still signing up for it. So you can't. I don't always blame the victims, because a lot of people see that paper and then they don't know what to do with themselves. Because shit, hey, $2 million will make somebody act real different.
Hey,
all right, it'll make them act real different, bro. Diddy was out here
still
paying.
going to work, my boy.
Hey.
I'm going to work, my boy. Hey, I'm still going to work, bro.
But you gotta remember, man, you're not a female. You feel me? These shorties, you know what I'm saying? These shorties not finna go try to make this shit work. They finna use their good looks, and then boom, bam. That's how this shit going. I'm not saying it's right, because it's not right. This shit is definitely wrong. But that's how that Hollywood shit be, man. It's weird. But a lot of folks, did you see the Tyler Perry movie called The Straw?
Bro, I did, man. And
what's your take on it? Before I say anything, what's your take on it?
Bro, I people don't know how people really be dealing with shit, man. You know what I'm saying? She was really going through a whole lot, bro. And I really felt bad for her, dog. I really did, man. It was an emotional movie. I didn't break down and cry, but I was kind of, I was emotional. Because I felt like, man, damn, you know what I'm saying? That whole day, she got taken through and dragged, you know what I'm saying? Then the part of the boss man, it's cool, you fired me, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you need to unask my check, bro. If I've been getting paid on Friday and you know my check here, why mail me my check? And I'm telling you the shit I got going on. What? If you haven't watched the movie, it's good. Well, it was a good family movie to watch, man. I was a little emotional. I watched it last week when I was out of town, man. But it was a good one. That was a good movie. I felt like in the end, and she ended up losing a child, you know what I'm saying? And she off in the standoff in the bank, and all she want to do is cash her check, you know what I'm saying? And people giving you hell. It's just like, and I get it. I get protocols. But Jordan, if you the bank teller, and I come to this bank every Friday to cash my damn check, I come in every Friday to cash my check, and now you ask me for an ID, and you know who I am. I don't give you all the information and everything, man. Come on, man. People, they were doing too much. They were doing too much. That's my intake, dog. They were doing a little too much, dog.
Hey, man. This is my thing. It's one First of all, bro, it's one thing to be in the bank with a bloody check. That's wild. That's wild, bro. And if y'all haven't seen the movie, bro, spoiler alert. It's one thing to go into the bank with a bloody check, but yo, you pull out a gun in a bank. But that's like pulling out a gun around the police. Again, these are the stuff in our community. Yo, you shouldn't be doing that. And then on top of that, bro, a lot of people said that Tyler Perry kind of promotes this struggle image and this struggle narrative. And I think, man, realistically, I don't think I would say Tyler Perry promotes the best like type of movies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it deep down inside, it's like everybody's not struggling like this. I do understand what it is to have struggles and to not know how you're finna work it out and this, that, and the third. But the whole thing that we glossed over in this movie, she did shoot her boss. Everybody glossed over that part. She was in
the mental breakdown. She was in not saying she was right.
But because I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna shoot my boss.
No, George, but it's a lot of people like this movie and this movie, how this movie was narrated, and everything. It's a lot of people in her situation that's living day by day, don't know when the next day, and got kids. Fathers nowhere to prison, got a child.
And bro, this
is
exactly why I say. This is exactly why I say it's not too late to change our community around. Because again, when we talk about the epidemic, a bunch of single mothers and no fathers in the picture and parents not together and broken households, we have to stop this. We have to stop this as a community because all it does is deteriorate and diminish our community, man. That's all it does. That's literally all it does. Because you got a bunch of young women out here that's masculine. They don't know how to be ladies because their mothers have a lot of disdain for the men that they was with. And you got a lot of young men who don't know how to be young men because the fathers never really wanted to be with that young woman or have a kid. They just wanted to hit. That's like we have to do something different. It's other cultures, man, way more stable. Other communities way more stable than ours, bro. Especially over here in America, man. It's insane that we continue to think that doing the same things is going to lead to different results. And I'm not even talking about like the whole aspect of how you live your life, just having kids though. Having a kid and thinking that it's going to be rainbows and butterflies, even if you got paper, even if you have money, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's more than money to raise a kid. So, you could be on child support and all that, but it takes way more than that to raise a kid. And when it comes to, again, young men and young women shouldn't be raising young men. And I come from a single mother household. You feel me? I come from a single mother household. And growing up with my grandparents and my aunties, and I didn't really spend a whole lot of time with my pops until I was maybe like 9 years old or something like that. So I get it. It does make an impact when it comes down to the dynamic of how our kids are going to grow up. Because two people with common sense having a kid, hey, don't be out here roaming the streets doing dumb shit, doing criminal activities, you get your ass killed. You know what I'm saying? Two people who with intentions, who got intelligence, hey, we gonna do this, we're gonna be together, we're gonna have a kid, we're not gonna do all this drama shit, we're gonna make it work, we're gonna be a family. Versus, oh, I'm gonna just sleep with you because you look good, and you know what I'm saying, I don't want nothing to do with you after that. And then they go along for it, next thing you know, you pregnant. Like how did you think it was finna happen? But you know what? We become so comfortable as a society to just have raw sex with somebody and not get pregnant that people take their chances. Like, oh, I done it before. You know what I'm saying? It's your 14th time doing it, and now you got a baby.
That boy.
Come on, man. We have to make better decisions. We have to make better decisions, and we have to start holding each other accountable, man. It'd be a lot of talk like, oh yeah, the men this, oh yeah, the women that, blah, blah. As a collective, we have to start holding each other accountable, because until we start calling out the BS, it's going to continue to be BS. You know, young men shouldn't be sagging their pants. Young women shouldn't be walking around half naked. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real about the conversation. Hey, this is how you need to conduct yourself. Matter of fact, let me show you this. This man had a very good take on Sexy Red. And you know, I am not the biggest Sexy Red fan. I'm not a Sexy Red fan at all. But he had a very interesting take. Let me see something. Yeah, I think I sent this to you. Man, we got a lot of stuff we need to cover that I ain't even covered from today.
Hey, probably been continuous, bro. I think we did a whole lot, man, on that shooting, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool. It is what it is. But let me show y'all this. This is what this man said about Sexy Red. And you're not wrong.
This shit, right? A video of Sexy Red. She show up to the red carpet with a bunch of money holding to her ear with all this jewelry on with this dress. And I put money can't buy a class of elegance, right? And you know as usual, yo, you hate black women, you be down in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Yo, she come from the bottom. What you expect? She come from the bottom. Listen, I come from the bottom. Most of the females I grew up with come from the fucking bottom. Fathers, dope fiends, mothers, crackheads, and all that. And I bet you, if they was to walk on that red carpet, pure elegance. They will move in pure elegance because we was taught that. No matter how much in the ghetto we was taught. It's a time and a place for everything, and we was taught how to move with class and elegance. I don't know where the fuck y'all from. You understand what I'm saying? But I was taught I could keep my elbows on my dinner table all day in my house, but not my mom's, or you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to do it in a restaurant because I was taught better than that. I could chill in the hood all day on my hood shit, but if you say, yo, get dressed up, we going somewhere where I need to move with elegance and class, that's how I'm coming. I'm not going to put a big-ass rope chain on with a suit and all of that shit. It just don't go, because that's not, if you taught class and elegance, they will say that watch don't go with that suit. That chain don't go with that suit. Take that off. If she have a style, and she should know better than that. And they say that's a part of her, she from hip-hop, that's a part of her personality. Is that a part of her personality, or is that what the world think that's our personality? It's a thing called secondhand embarrassment, man. No matter if you signed up for it or not, you ain't trying to be no role model, but you are. When you represent you and your family, you also representing a culture, whether you like it or not. When you see black motherfuckers on the news and whatever we watch, somebody sharing the same color skin as you, when we see them doing donkey shit, we be cringing in secondhand embarrassment. Like, yo, what are they doing? So if she is out there, these little girls is watching her, they should know that dress and that chain don't go together. Those rings don't go with that dress. You don't be on a red carpet holding a stack of money to your ears. These the things these little girls should know, that it's a time and a place for everything. Her stylist should know that. And they be acting like, yo, you not supposed to, nah, you from my culture. So I have a right to say something. What part of that they don't get? Like, just like if I make it and I do dickhead shit to embarrass the culture, people have all right to say, yo, what is Gotham doing? Why he doing that? You understand?
Gotham Ghetto Gospel.
Shout out to Ghetto Gospel, man. We got to come in. Let me get this out real quick, dude. Felice said, good evening, gentlemen. How you doing, Felice? What's going on? But yeah, so it boiled down to we really have to change our community around. You know what I'm saying? We really have to do something different. It's a time and a place for everything, and that's what we forget a lot of the time. And I caught myself being old the other day, and I told my kids, I said, hey, y'all ain't finna keep running in and out of my house. I see exactly why my grandma used to say, y'all not finna keep running in and out of my house. Because, yo, it's a time and a place for stuff. Running around, you can do that outside, but you're not finna run in the house and then run out the house. Run in the house and then out the house. No, we're not doing that.
Right.
Felice is called etiquette. Yeah, it is. It's called having some class. It's called having some etiquette, some manners. Right now, we in a society where it's just degeneracy now. Nobody has no manners. Nobody has no class. Nobody has no respect for elders, respect for authority. Now we just do whatever we want to do. And I'm not saying that, that the laws is always right, but there's a reason the laws was put into effect, at least to keep some type of order. Because if ain't no laws out here and you could just do what you want to do, hey, that ain't stopping your ops from coming and running down on you. You feel me? That's not, you get into it with somebody, that ain't stopping nobody from blicking you down. So we have to have law and order. We have to have some sense of consensus as a community, because we can't just be out here acting rowdy all the time. It just not gonna work. I wanted to cover one more thing. I gotta find it in the chat, man. We got a whole bunch of stuff in the chat.
Hey, for real. A whole week don't went by.
Yeah, nah, you ain't lying. You is not lying. Let me see what this is. Oh, this a whole nother story. Hey, man, we might just use that as a listening letter. We ain't got that much time left.
Yeah, but I do want to throw a challenge out there, man. Don't Live in TV and us, man. We do have plans to go into our community and start doing things. There's a lot of young black guys, man, that we need to reach in our community. Any other podcasts out there, radio show, man. Hey, look, let's come together and let's go in these communities, man. Grill out and teach these young kids something, man. You know what I'm saying? You can inbox the show. Jordan give you the email address here shortly. Let's get together and let's do some things, man. We always talking about it. We got to change things in our community. You know what I'm saying? Our sister network, Don't Live in TV, they down already. So there's two shows right there already. But anybody that's out there, man, anybody that's listening, they want to donate. And man, we go out into these communities where these young kids ain't got it, and they show them some different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of young guys, like we were talking about earlier, a lot of younger boys don't have a father role model, or their father is locked up, or their father is dead. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we need to step up and be out in the community. That's the only way we're gonna change. The people that got it, and the people that got a little common sense, and the people that got it, stuff going for themselves, we got to go back and help our people that don't got it. Because us doing nothing, we can talk all day long saying what we need to do and change. It's never going to change. You know what I'm saying? So that's my challenge. You know what I'm saying? Give them the email address, Jordan. Let them know, hey, look, reach out to us. Let's get this thing together, man. Hey, we're going to start right here in the Midwest. Hey, we can make this thing a whole 50 state thing. But at some point, we got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, let them know, Jordan, the email address, where they can reach out to us and everything. Let's get this thing started.
Hey, you can reach us at Dee Starks Show at gmail.com, and that's DEESTARKS, Dee Starks Show at gmail.com. Let me see if I can put it up as a banner. But yeah, man, we got to do something. Like I said, it's not too late, bro. We can still turn this thing around. We can still, we can still make this a positive future. But we have to make sure, for one, we start somewhere. Because that's what we always do. We sit up here, we talk about, we got to do this, we got to do that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? How we going to do this? How we going to do that? But real talk, it needs to be action. We got to start taking action. We got to start taking our communities back. And we're going to have to start sacrificing our time, man. You know, that Saturday when you want to get up, get out and go do something, when you want to, cut your grass, or you want to lay in your pool, or whatever the case may be, we got to get with these young folks, because we got to give them some sense of direction. If we don't, it's over with. It's over with, because we're going to continue to sit here and watch situations like this time and time again, where these young folks get murdered. We get upset, we get in a fit, and then they say, well, the man had a gun, the man dropped the gun, picked the gun back up. You know what I'm saying? Officers say they seen him with a gun. All of this could have been, oh, you caught with the police. Oh, I'm caught. Y'all got me. You know what I'm saying? My hands is up. But no, you know what I'm saying? We got to do stuff the hard way. And a lot of time we do stuff the hard way. Now your name on the T-shirt. Now you people writing, remembering the life of on a brochure. You know, we gotta live different. We got to start acting like we have more to lose. That's what's wrong with it. We gotta start acting like we have more stuff to lose in this life, man. We have to, because if you just out here doing whatever, doing all kind of criminal shit, or not even doing criminal shit, but just not abiding by the law, doing dangerous shit, and not even with the police, but you catch a regular person and they might get with you. But we can't maneuver like this. Felice said our villages must start raising the children again. 100%. 100%, man. Nowadays, it's like, yo, you can't even say nothing sideways to somebody else's kid. Back way when, bro, yo, teachers could whoop you. Your principal could whoop you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your neighbor. Yeah, it was a different type of time. Yeah, it was a different type of time. And now, parents don't parent no more, and they don't want you parenting them. They don't want you to say nothing to them. I'm gonna raise my kids how I want to raise my kids, but they don't even want you to say nothing with them because they don't you don't supposed to raise them either.
Right. And then we have a situation like this when you don't do the discipline at home. Then they get out in public and act out, and things like this happen. We lose lives. You know what I'm saying? So it starts at home. We got to stop sending these kids to school and wanting the teachers to raise them too. The teachers, man, I mean, they're low paid. They really, a lot of teachers don't get paid for the stuff that they do, raising these kids in these schools. But they do it because they love their job. So teachers, we calling y'all out too, because we're gonna need all y'all. When we start these little programs up and everything, helping these kids, going into these communities, having these barbecues, it's a lot. It's embarrassing, man. It's a lot of kids out of there that's reading on 5th grade level. It's a lot of kids, they can tell you, they can quote a rap song, but can't even read a book. And that's embarrassing. And it's a lot in our culture. There's a lot of people that, but the thing is, we don't have people out there taking time out for them. And we got the parents that got to work 2 jobs just to make it. Hey, the government is taking programs away. Hey, but guess what? I know we hardworking people and we make our money. We can go back into our communities and take our communities back and take care of our young people. Because our young people is our future.
Yeah,
because we don't do nothing now. Because, boy, we don't do nothing now, bro. I'm scared to see what the future going to look like in 20, 30 years from now.
Yeah.
But we got to do something, you know what I'm saying? And those that got it, you can't look down on the people that don't have it.
Yeah.
Now, there's some people out there that just don't want to get it. It's going to be some people we can't help. But it's some out there we can help. And we don't know what we can do until we try. So, like, once again, hey, we calling you out, you know what I'm saying? Don't Live in TV family and Dee Starks Show, we on board. We going into these communities, man. Hey, we're going to do cookouts, have fun with these kids. Because, hey, think about it, it's summertime. School is out. It's a lot of kids don't even have a meal.
Yeah.
Don't have a meal. They look forward to going to school in 5 days just to get a meal. They're struggling to get a meal. Then they go into these stores and steal stuff. Then they got a criminal record. Or they're stealing from somebody. Then they end up shot or something. You know what I'm saying? But us, as our community, we celebrate Juneteenth. It's 365 days a year that we need to take care of our own people.
Yeah.
We got to take care of our culture. You know what I'm saying? People in other cultures sit back laughing at us.
Yeah.
Sit back laughing at us. We gotta do something for our culture. Because if we can keep talking about it every day long, every time these killings happen or they killing one another, we can talk about it all day long. We can have a show every week about somebody killing somebody. But guess what? If we never stand up and do something about it, we just as bad as them. But like Jordan just put email address up, email us, let us know that you want to be a part, and let's do this. Let's make it happen. Like I said, we're gonna start out in the Midwest first. Hey, we can expand. We can travel. You know what I'm saying? The whole team may not be there, but a representative from our team will be there. You know what I'm saying? But hey, guys, let's look out for our community, man, because the other communities are looking out for themselves. We got to do better. These young kids right now, man, these are new doctors, these are lawyers, these are senators, these are next presidents.
Firefighters, bus drivers, accountants, presidents, you know what I'm saying, company owners, business owners, you know, or our next criminals.
Yep.
You feel me? Or our next criminals, bro, because like I said, if we don't raise them right and you keep on thinking this type of behavior is okay, then that's what they grow up. They start assuming it's okay. But listen, man, we at hour 6. Reach out to us at the email dstarkshow@gmail.com. Felice also says sad but true. Yeah, man, it's definitely sad that the way we going with our children today. Because 30 years ago, man, what?
Bro.
What?
The whole neighborhood whooped your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Completely different type of time, bro.
Yep.
Completely. But yeah, man.
You all right out there, Gary?
Yeah, no, I'm all right, man. Yeah, and this has been another episode.
So, we out, man.